better experience. In other words, our help desk should be more helpful than it has been in the past. Next slide. So the part that I have is we're going to talk about Snap Plus, and we're also going to talk about COCO, which is Cookie Command. We'll talk about that in a moment. Next slide. So for those of you, and Aggie, how many folks do we have on this evening's webinar?
10.
Okay. So for those of you who experienced last year with us, you know that that Snap was not functioning as it should, and I know that's an understatement. I can already hear you rolling your eyes, actually, and we apologize for that. And obviously, we had made some enhancements. They didn't work the way they should be working, and it tied up the system, and so people had a hard time logging in and getting the work done. That was absolutely unacceptable for us, and so we went to our parent company and we said, you know, we need a new system, we need help, and so they have agreed to invest literally millions of dollars to help us get the best system possible for all of you. So the first step was getting IBM on board to help us through this year. So IBM Big Blue is on board. The cool thing about that is they're very committed for a number of reasons, and one of them is that the CEO is actually a grown-up Girl Scout. So she is very much into this, and we're excited about it. So the first thing that they did is throughout the summer, they worked to stabilize Snap Plus the way it is. So all the enhancements that we worked on last year are still there and will function the way they should be functioning. You'll have access to Snap when you need it. You'll be able to get your work done and then be out of Snap so that you can go on with your lives. So that's the intent, and that is what's going to happen for 2017. While we're busy carrying on with our cookie program in 2017, IBM is working with us to develop a brand new system that will launch in 2018. It will not be called Snap. There is a contest out there to see what it will be named, and we don't have the name yet, but it's going to be a very cool experience at every level. You'll still be able to do everything that you need to do as far as, you know, placing orders and planned orders and transfers and recognitions, everything you have to do, but it will be a whole new experience. So we're very excited about that, and that will launch in 2018. So what you see in front of you is you see COCO, Cookie Command, and that's what COCO stands for, Cookie Command. And then you see COCO Direct and COCO Mobile. So everything starts with COCO, Cookie Command, and that is what the girls will access through their computers on their desktop. That is where girls will register by themselves onto COCO. If they already have a login and an ID from last year, they will be able to use that again. They don't have to re-register. If they've forgotten it, they can hit the little button that says, you know, forgot ID, just like we do with many other sites, and they'll get a new ID. If they're brand new, this is where they would go to register as a new COCO user. And so now we're going to the next slide. So COCO Command on their desktop is where they can set their goals, they can track their progress, they can do their plan their selling activities. They'll be able to see what recognitions they're working towards. And we really want to encourage them to go into COCO, Cookie Command, more often than just once. We don't want them to just go in there one time and set their goals and forget about it. This is really their little business center for the cookie program. Within COCO, they will be able to do some consumer marketing, so send e-cards. And what this means is there are 3 types of cards in COCO. The first one is what we call a promise card. So that's where a little girl would send to Aunt Ursula a card that says, Aunt Ursula, I'm selling cookies, would you like to buy some? I fill it out, and with the understanding that then, you know, little Susie is going to come to my home, and she's going to deliver the cookies, and I'm going to give her the money. So there's an exchange there. Then it's the same process. Not yet. Go back. It's the same process in Spanish. There is a promise card that they can send out in Spanish. And then the third card is our COCO Direct card, which is the direct-to-consumer shipping of product, where the girls will be able to send that card through their desktop computer. And as the recipient, I'll be able to place my order, fill in my billing information, my credit card information, and where I want the cookies shipped to. And that means the girl does not have to handle any money or handle any product. So next slide. And then Coco Mobile is basically Coco Command on the girl's smartphone. So this is, again, a place where she can set and track her goals, view the recognition levels that she has achieved, enter and manage cookie orders, and track her order payment and delivery status. This is almost like an electronic order card that she can use. Coco Mobile and Coco on her desktop do sync up with each other. So she updates her goals on her mobile phone. It'll show up on Coco Command when she goes to her desktop, and vice versa. And yep, so then Coco Direct, as I mentioned, is the, allows consumers to purchase online with a credit card and have the Girl Scout cookies shipped directly to their homes or to their friends, relatives. And then they have access, through Coco Command, and they also have it through Coco Mobile. So, as I mentioned, on Coco Command, so on their desktop, they can actually send a Coco Direct card that someone fills out. On her mobile app, so on her phone, she can take a Coco Direct order. She can't send a card that way, but she can, for example, be in front of a customer, and the customer says, oh, let me buy, 6 boxes of Thin Mints, and then, oh, I wish I have a nephew who's stationed in New Orleans. I wish I could send him some cookies easily. And the little girl can say, well, gosh, you can. I can take that order for you. You just have to put in your credit card information and your shipping information, and the order will be taken care of for you. So she can do that on her mobile app. And new for 2017, so for those of you who worked within the system, you know that Coco Direct orders have to be in increments of 6 packages of one kind, or 12 packages of one kind, or an 8-pack sampler. For this coming season in 2017, we've incorporated cookie share. So for you all, it's your Aggie, I forgot.
Gift of caring.
Thank you. Gosh. Sorry about that. The Gift of Caring program. And so what that means is that now you can actually, through Coco Direct, take donation cookies that way. So people can physically, buy the 6 and the 12 and the 8-pack, but then they said, I would like to donate a couple of packages of Thin Mints to the donation program. And so what that means is they would just pay the $4. So say I want to donate 1 box of Thin Mints. So they would pay the $4, and then they will pay just a $1.25 transaction fee, and that's per transaction. So if they want to donate 1 package of Thin Mints, it's $4 plus $1.25. If they want to donate 10 packages of Thin Mints, it's going to be $40 plus $1.25 for that transaction. So that's pretty cool. They can order, cookies to be sent, or they can also donate cookies that way. Next slide. So for SNAP, the things that we're going to go over this evening are to show you the new snapshot page, how to add girls, the finances section, how to create an initial order, how to create a planned order, a gift of caring, manage orders page, how to create a transfer order, cookie booth selections, and then how to create a recognition order. And right here I want to remind you that don't get overwhelmed if you're looking at this and going, how am I going to remember all of this? The council, Aggie, and Jennifer will be sending out what we call just-in-time training tips as the sale progresses, and this is going to go down to the service unit and also to the troops, so that they'll be able to see what they need to do at what time and how to do it. And it'll give them links to our wonderful YouTube videos that shows you exactly how to navigate within SNAP for each of the little transactions that you need to do. So first of all, Jennifer, will you, just like you did this morning, will you remind them how they're going to obtain their SNAP password?
Once we get back the troop leader's troop position description form and a completed ACH along with the check or bank information, then we will enter them into SNAP and email them their login information. Yes.
Perfect. So once you have that, Then the main thing you want to do is you want to go into Snap, and you're going to go into your account, and you want to make sure that you edit your profile so that you have all the information correct on there. And we'll talk about that in a moment. One of the new features is a improved and easier way to retrieve your if you forgot your password, you just hit, like any other website, forgot password, and then it'll help you to have a new password so that you can get into Snap. And again, the first thing you want to do is update your Snap information. Another new feature is a little box that asks you for the number of girls selling. Now, with a direct sale, many times we don't know how many girls exactly we have selling until you start making the transfers and the girls are in there. So this is just to help the council see how things will go by everybody saying, of my 10 girls, I know for a fact that all 10 are going to be selling because they're all excited. Or out of my 10 girls, I know that 2 of them will not be selling for whatever reason, so they can put in the number 8. And again, this is just to give the council an idea of how many girls we can expect to participate in the program. And then the other thing you will need to update is your proceed and your recognition plans, and also select your delivery station. And if we go to the next slide, so you can see, so once you're in Snap, you're going to go to, there'll be a little icon that says My Troop, and then you're going to edit troop information. On the top left, that's where you would put the number of girls that you expect to be selling. And then you will see the drop-down menu for your proceed plan, your main recognition plan, and your delivery station. And making sure that all the other information is correct. You want to make sure that all your girls are in Snap. So again, in Snap, you're going to go to My Troop little icon, and you're going to go to Troop Girls. In there, you will see your new girls. You can add new girls. You can see, you can select the size of T-shirt that they may need. This is good because you can do it right here, and you don't have to perhaps make that selection when it comes to ordering the recognitions. And you do have recognitions that require sizes. So the T-shirt, the hoodie, and of course the jacket. Next. So placing an initial order, and obviously it's your troops who are going to be doing that. They're going to go to the cookies icon. And you can see across the top, you see Snap Plus, and you see cookie sheet, cookies, rewards, My Troop, reports, and finances. So when you look at the cookie icon, think of everything that has to do with ordering cookies is going to be under that. So placing an initial order, placing a planned order, transfer of cookies, placing your cookie share, a gift of carrying cookie order, and also your booth information, your booth scheduler. All of that is going to be under the cookies icon. So the first thing they're going to be doing is their initial order. And you can see in bold red, it says your council's UOM is cases, UOM is unit of measure, and so it'll be real obvious that it's cases, and that's what they're ordering, and that's where they're going to place their order, and they're good. Scheduling a delivery station, so obviously the cookies get delivered, and now you want to make sure that you're going to the right place to pick up. You've selected your delivery station. Now you have the opportunity to select when you're going to pick those up. So you go to My Troop, Delivery, Schedule Pickup. You select the date that's available for that delivery station, and then you'll see a screen that pops up on the times available, and then you select from there, and you're good to go. Booth selection, and your council does first come, first serve, and so when it's that time, again, you go to cookies, you go to booth scheduler, schedule a booth or lottery request. You're going to click on the booth site that you're interested in. You can also search by zip code for the sites that are near you, and then you're going to double click on the desired location. And before we go to the next slide, once you have won a booth, you've gotten it, it's going to show at the troop level, it's going to show at the bottom of that page. So you can see that these are the booths that are assigned to this troop. And you want to make sure to remind everybody, don't play around and click with that little red X, because if you click on it, you will delete that booth. You no longer have that booth, so don't do that. Next slide. So from the previous slide, you've double-clicked, and on the location that you're interested in, then a calendar pops up, and you can see all of the dates when that booth site is available, and you're going to click on the date, and then, next slide, you're going to see it says right there that for this site on this date, you have the availability of from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So you select which one you want, and you're good to go. So a troop requested booth, your council does allow troops to secure their own booths. So that means, you know, little Jessica has an aunt who has a beauty salon, and the aunt says, sure, why don't you have a booth sale on the weekend here? So you can go to Cookies, Booth Scheduler, Troop Secured Booth. You can put in the information for that booth, ignore the district and service unit restrictions. You just want to put in the booth, and then you save and submit. And then Aggie and Jennifer will approve it, and then you're good to go. That'll be a booth site for your troop that you've secured. So planned orders, hopefully you are aware that that is how you are able to get more cookies. Troops are able to get more cookies for the troops, and that is a planned order. And this is something that they have to do in order for the council to have the cookies available for them. You go to the cookies icon, you click on planned orders, this will pop up, and they'll be able to select what cupboard they want to pick up from and the date, time they want to pick up cookies from. And again, in bright red letters, all quantities are in the unit of measure as the cupboard to troop, and that unit of measure set by the council is in cases. So then they just place their planned order, and they're good to go. Transfer order guidelines, there's a order reference field that you can fill out, and we'll see that slide in a moment. You're going to select the type of transfer. So at the service unit level, you guys are allowed to do troop-to-troop transfers, but troops cannot do that. Only you all can do that. Troops will be allowed to do troop-to-girl, girl-to-troop, girl-to-girl transfers. So, and then they select the, you know, it's going from to on the drop-down menu, and then they enter those transfers in packages by variety and save it. Next. And this is what it looks like. So at the troop level, they would literally just, you know, they obviously they're troops, so now they're just going to select, you know, girl to troop or troop to girl or girl to girl as the type of transfer, and then enter that enter the appropriate number of packages for that girl, and then they go to save. Next. So the Smart Booth Divider. So this is very cool. It's a feature that we introduced late in the season last year, so most likely none of you were able to use it, but I think you're really, really going to like it. So it's available only at the troop level. So at the service unit level, you're not going to see this in your drop-down. It's only available at the troop. And it captures booth sale data. It divides booth sales easily among the girls. You can edit each of the little boxes, and I'll show you that. And it also captures virtual cookie share sales, which is your gift of caring. And it also starts to create a sales history of your booth sales. Next slide. So how it works is a troop has selected a booth, and that's where they're going to be. So they go on Saturday, and they have their booth sale, and they know how many packages they sold. So now when they get back, they're going to go to Cookies, Booth Scheduler, Smart Divider, and they're going to double click on the booth that they attended on that Saturday. And when they do that, they will see the next screen, which looks like this. So along the left side, you can see all of the girls that are in that troop will be listed. And there's a little box by each girl's name, because perhaps not all the girls came to that booth sale, maybe only a handful of them came. Under Virtual CS, that stands for Cookie Share, that's where the troop leader can put in how many packages they may have sold, again as a donation cookie. And then below that you see actual and then a little slash mark that says tracked CS, which is track cookie share. You all don't track cookie share, so don't worry about that one. It'll be grayed out. There's nothing, it won't allow you to put anything in there. What you are going to do is under actual, so the first box, so if you see TAL, which is the thanks a lot, and you see that little white box with a 0, and then next to it the SMR, which is the s'mores, that's where the troop leader would put in how many packages they sold of thanks a lot, s'mores, lemonades, etc. So she's going to fill that out. Next slide. And so there's all the cookies that they sold at the booth sale, and it gives you the total, 124. And then she needs to make sure that she checks off all the girls who attended that booth, so we can see that Adrina, Cheyenne, and Lila all came to that booth sale. And then she's going to hit the button that says divide right there in the middle. Next one. So now she hit divide, and so Snap divided the cookies, you know, throughout the girls who attended the booth sale. But where you see green, that's a 0. So, you know, whatever number we sold there, it was easily divided by, you know, among the girls that were attending the booth sale. Where you see the red, like for example under the Thin Mint, you see a number 2, and under the peanut butter sandwich, you see a number 2. That means that that number was not easily divided by the girls, so you still have to allocate those cookies. So that's where you can go and you can say, well, Adrina actually left early from the booth sale, so I'm not going to give those to her, but Cheyenne was there the entire time, so I'm going to allocate those 2 packages of Thin Mints to Cheyenne. And you can just click on, you know, Cheyenne and the little box that says Thin Mints, and you can add 2 more boxes to her, and again, the peanut butter sandwiches. And you do that until you get to the next slide. Then look at that. All of the, you know, the cookies, everything is in green. That means that now we have allocated all of our cookies to all of our girls, and we're ready to go. And then you're just going to save. Go to the next slide. Save, and you're good to go. Now, if for some reason, you know, you look at this and you go, you know what, this isn't right. You know, first of all, you can edit any of the boxes by the girls. So if you decide that Adrina showed up for 10 minutes and really didn't do anything, you can literally just not allocate anything to her. But if you look and you say, oh boy, I did this all wrong, all you have to do is hit the reset button and it'll clear everything and you can start over again. But remember, the troops have to do this. Next slide. So, you know, as a reminder, booth divider is for troop only. So the beauty of it is that now all of those cookies are allocated to the girls. So transfer orders are created for each girl, and then a reorder is created for each girl with a cookie share credit. So there's nothing else to do. You don't have to now think about, you know, going back that evening and allocating the cookies to the girls and making the transfers. It's already done through the booth divider. Next. So virtual cookie share, which is your gift of caring. Again, so now we're moving away from the booth divider. So this is, you are just basically tracking your cookie share sales as the girls are going along selling their cookies. And the way to do that is you go to the cookies icon, the drop-down will show virtual cookie share, and that is your gift of caring. You click on that, the girls all show up in the troop, and that's where the troop leader can allocate how many cookies Anne-Marie Smith sold or Daisy. And these cookies are the financial responsibility for the girl, right? Because, I mean, she basically has sold it, she's taken money, she just didn't have to give the box of cookies to that customer. It's a donation cookie. And also cookie share purchases at a booth sale are distributed through the smart cookie divider that we just talked about. In those cookies, the girl is not financially responsible for booth allocated cookies because the troop takes care of that. And then virtual cookie share sales are both add to the troop and to the girl's responsibility. And so then we go to girl payment entry. Did we skip one? guys?
No,
Okay.
that was the last one.
Oh, okay, okay, sorry. So now we go to finances. So then this is where the troops will be able to enter girl transactions. So they go to the finance section, click on girl transaction. They see this pop up. They can select the girl, and they can go on to the next slide. Put in what is the transaction, was it cash, the amount, any notes, and we strongly recommend that they put as many notes as they need to remind themselves of what happened. The cookie cell runs fast and furious, and sometimes, it's a lot easier to go back and say, oh, that's why I did that, than to leave it blank and hope that you remember what you did. And then you save it, and you're done with that transaction. So this is all about rewards, and the reason we spent a little time on it is because, as you know, the girls worked really hard to sell cookies so that they qualify for the rewards program that the council has set, and your council has a fantastic rewards program, so that's why you have such success. So we want all the girls to get credit for the cookies they sold. And it's really easy for the adults. They get busy, they forget, and they're not transferring the cookies from the troop to the girls. And that absolutely has to happen for the girls to get credit and for them to get the rewards that they've earned. So before anyone creates a recognition order, they need to make sure that all of the cookies are allocated to the girls correctly, that the virtual cookie share orders are in. Cocoa Direct orders will be uploaded by the council throughout the sale, so that gets automatically allocated to the girls. And then you want to verify that all the girls have been given the correct credit for all the packages sold. Next slide. Next slide. There we go. So when they're ready, then they're going to go under rewards, and they're going to hit create recognition order. They're going to select the plan type if that's a drop down, and then they're going to create the order. One thing I will tell you that sometimes you may get called on, people start to play around in SNAP, and they may just go in and create an order before all the transfers have been made, just because that's what they do. And then later, when it's time to actually do it, they go in and they say, okay, now I'm ready to create my order, and it does not allow them to create an order. It's because an order already exists. What they want to do now is modify or edit the order. And that's where they get a little hung up. They're freaking out because they can't create an order. The order's already been created, so just kind of keep that in the back of your head. So once that happens, the girls automatically get the allocation for whatever price they've reached. That is done automatically. You click where you see right now, you see all these little red. That means that something still has to happen. It needs to be reviewed. So they look at this page. They need to click on the review order to update the girls' sales totals. They click on each girl to make any choices as far as sizes or choices of items. And this is where they do it. Anytime a girl is in red, that means there's something that needs to be done to her order. And then when you're done, you can save it and exit.
And also, before I go to the next slide, somebody asked earlier at the earlier webinar that if the shirt sizes and the hoodie size can be changed. And the answer is yes. However, if you put the shirt size at a youth small, it is going to default the hoodie to a youth small. But if they want their hoodie like a youth large, they would just have to make the edit at that time. As well, because it will default to whatever the shirt size is. So make sure that if they do have two different shirt size, shirt size and a different hoodie size, that those changes are being made as well.
Perfect. And next slide. So then, again, when you go into, view your recognition orders, you can see the first one says status, and there's a U, and that means it's uncommitted, but it's good to go. You just have to commit it at one point. And then the second one has a red R, and that means, something has to be done. It's not complete. It needs to be updated before you can commit it. And that's where you can go into with a little pencil and edit that order and just make sure that, we've made the choices that we need to make for that girl. So the service unit cookie sheet. So the first thing you're going to notice if you've been in SNAP before is that this time there is a welcome page that greets you that says, I'm making this up, but it's not, we mean it. We love you. Thank you so much for volunteering. So there's a welcome page, and then if you keep going down, you'll see all the information for the help desk, the 800 number, and the email. And there's also a little box that says, hey, click here to get sent immediately to our YouTube site that has the training videos for SNAP. So that's the page that's going to greet you every time. Then you're going to have across the top all your tabs, and the first one you want to hit on is the cookie sheet, because that gives you a snapshot of what is going on in your service unit. When you're there, there's also a little button off to the right that says refresh, and you want to make sure that you hit that refresh button each time so that you're getting the latest and greatest information on your cookie sheet. You're going to see total, which equals the total cases owned by the troops. You're going to see sold, which equals the total cases transferred to girls. So those are transferred to girls, and the girls are responsible for those now. You're going to see on hand, which is your unsold troop inventory. And then, of course, you're going to see last year's total cases sold in 2016. So that's going to be your snapshot of what's going on. At the troop level, they obviously have the detail of every girl. And when they look at it, if you look at this portion of it, you see every girl is listed. The unit of measure for this is in cases and packages because we want to be exact. The cookie sheet that you looked at will round up a little bit, but this one we want it to be very exact. So for example, Carolina has sold 13 cases and 8 packages of cookies, and that's the way you're going to see it and they're going to see it. It shows the total ordered by troops, the initial order, plus any covered to troop transfers and reorders at the top. And then all the transfers to girls by variety. And then at the bottom, you see the remaining inventory for that troop. Next. And then the manage orders page, and this is the service unit level. So there's a button there that people get a little confused about, and it's a little box, and it says null transactions. And null basically means like nothing. So these are transactions that don't affect the overall total of cases in the service unit. So for example, troop to troop within the service unit, troop to girl, girl to girl, girl to troop. Think of it as these are all the cookies that are in the service unit that are just getting passed around, right? There isn't any new product coming in. You're not placing a new order that you're going to pick up to add to that total. These are just cookies that are within your service unit and are getting transferred back and forth. That's what null means. So if you want to see all the transactions, you want to make sure that you put a little check mark in the null transaction, and then you're going to see all your girl-to-girl transfers and everything. But some folks don't want to see all of that, so if they leave it off, then they're only going to see, the covered to troop transfers and those kinds of things. And then something new is what we call sticky filters. So if you're in your manage orders page, and at the service unit you've selected, troop 1, 2, 3, and you've selected the cupboard, and you've selected that you want to see all the troop to cupboard transfers, what have you, and you hit save, then you can go to another page, look at something else, and come back to it, and it will have saved what you were looking at. Next. And again, this is at the troop level, the same thing for them. Null transactions equals transactions that do not affect the overall total of cases in the troop. So that means troop to girl, girl to girl, or girl to troop. Next. So here's some recommended reports to help you, to help troops determine their initial order. First of all, I know that Aggie has shared the suggested troop order based on last year's figures. Correct, Aggie?
Yes, we will be taking those to the trainings.
Okay, perfect. So then they'll have some good numbers to work with.
Yes.
But also they can look at archive reports and look at last year's troop order summary, the girl cookie order detail summary. That'll help them to figure out what they want to order this season. To manage the current sale, these are primarily all summary reports. because as you know, there's a lot of reports in SNAP. So we're just trying to help you guys and help them just pick the ones that are really, really useful. So the troop balance summary, the girl balance summary, the girl cookie order details summary, girl cookie order totals, transfer order summary, available booth sales summary, booked booth sales summary, and total troop sales and finances, which give you a nice snapshot of everything that's been going on at the troop. Next. Oh, any questions?
That was your last one, Miss Ursula. So,
Thank
Ursula does, okay, Sandy, I see that your hand is up. Did you have a question? Let me unmute you. Can you hear me? Oh, maybe you don't have speakers. Sandy, if you have a question, can you type it in on the question box and then we'll answer it? Unfortunately, Miss Ursula does have to get off the webinar, but we're going to go ahead and continue. But as far as ABC, SNAP Plus, if anybody has any questions for Ursula, now is your time. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, and I can wait a few minutes here for them to formulate any questions.
Okay. Sandy, I see that your hand is up. Do you want to text her and see if she has a question? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried unmuting you and it wouldn't have worked. Okay. And then as Ursula mentioned, we do actually already have those YouTube videos on our council website, but I will send them as just-in-time training. So whenever the initial order is due, I will send you step-by-step instructions on how to do it and the videos on how to do it as well. And I love this one. I love cats. So somebody sent me this and I just was like, I have to use it somehow. So I did put this one in there. So yay for cats.
I love that one too.
Yeah, me too. All right. So no questions that I see, Miss Ursula. So I'm going to go ahead and start with.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, and have a great evening. And Aggie, we'll catch up with each other tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Hang on. Okay, so I did get the message from Sandy, and it says, Coco Direct, what is the reason for having to order by 6 or an 8-pack variety pack? Can you answer that?
Yes, it really is about just, pricing and just it makes more financial sense. I know that like Digital Cookie, for example, which is the GSUSA way of doing it, they got a lot of pushback on, people ordering 1 or 2 packages and having a pretty significant shipping charge for 1 or 2 packages. So when we ran the numbers, we just said it made financial sense to order in 6 and 12 and an 8-pack sampler. But I do want you all to know that we are continuing to look at that and to look at how we can make that better and easier and maybe not have it just set for 6 and 12 and 8. But at this point, that's why that's the reason, because of the shipping charges. It just didn't make a lot of sense to only order a couple of packages and have these really high shipping charges. Does that answer your question, Sandy?
I think the other question is, I think I understand what she's saying. I don't think customers would mind buying 6 or 8, but they don't like that it has to be 6 lemonades or 6 caramels or 6 Thin Mints. I'm assuming, Sandy, that's kind of what your question was, because I do hear that quite often, is that, they would like to say, okay, well, I want 3 Thin Mints, 2 caramels, and 1 thanks a lot.
Yes, no, and you're absolutely right. We have heard that, and we continue to look into that to see how we can manage that. But for this season, this is the way it's going to be again.
Okay. Sandy said thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sandy.
All right, so we're going to, unless there's any other questions for Ursula, we're going to go ahead and continue to with our part of the webinar.
Okay, thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you, Ursula. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, I'm going to go over a few of the forms. I did not put up the service unit cookie manager one. I did the Troop Cookie Manager, but you will be getting the other form after this webinar is over. Again, this is the one that every troop is cookie person is going to have to fill out in order for us to give them access to SNAP. Make sure we are asking that they put in their service unit and 5-digit troop number on both the front and back of the form. The only difference on this form this year, we added down here at the very bottom where it says, how do you prefer to be contacted, through email, text, phone call, or social media? This is, it's very helpful for us and then also for you as service unit cookie managers, because this will also let you all know how these leaders like to be, for you to communicate with them, because you may be emailing somebody quite often and they never answer, but it's because they prefer to do text messaging. Okay, or you're texting but they prefer phone calls. This will help you as well to communicate with them. Okay, the next form is the ACH Debit Authorization. We started this back in for fall. We do need this from each troop. Cookie season actually starts the new year, so every troop will need to bring us a voided check or the bank account information. If we do not receive this form from the troop, they will not receive access to SNAP until we get that. Okay, Aggie started that at Fall Product. It was very helpful, and we're going to continue it through cookies. Okay. The check acceptance policy, everyone will be getting one of these as well. It's the same as it's always been. Lets them know exactly what our policy is on the front side. On the back of it, it has how the cookie crumbles and the breakdown of where that money goes. This is good for troops to take to their booths in case customers want to know. Okay. Next form is our gift of caring. We're giving you each one of these in color. They can laminate it, put it in a page protector, take it to their booths. At the bottom, it does show you a picture of our patch, which we are really excited about. It's really cool. The girls would need to sell 8 boxes in order to receive that patch.
We love this patch.
Yes.
We think it's super, super cute.
Okay.
Okay.
Next page. All right, our Fort Lone Tree. This is when a girl sells 1,500 boxes of cookies. She can choose to go to Fort Lone Tree. Last year was, or actually this past April, was a huge success. The girls loved it. The parents loved it. You'll see some pictures over here on the left-hand side. Those are actually from last year. Some of our girls and some of our leaders doing the zip line there on that second picture. This year it will be, well, next year it will be from April 21st through April 23rd. We are still offering it. One parent can attend with their girl for a fee of $100. Unfortunately, the price was increased at Fort Lone Tree, so we do have to increase it for the parents. Parents or troop leaders will be responsible for taking the girls to and from the camp, and the council will provide the rest of the meals and stuff for the girls. Okay. On the back of that flyer is our online recognitions. We started that last year. We're going to continue again this year. If the girl sells 6 or more boxes online, she'll earn her online patch. Again, there's the gift of caring. If she sells 15 boxes, she gets the S'mores charm. 30 boxes is a crossbody bag. 45 boxes is hair paint and folding brush set. And 60 boxes is Girl Scout dog tags. This little picture does not do it justice, so when you do come to training, you will get to see it firsthand. Really amazing. And then, of course, our top seller for gift of caring and online will get a giant Lulu the llama. Okay, we will actually be printing these out, and you can pick up one for each girl when you come to training, because the girls will need to see that online stuff. This one is our raffle ticket, same as before. If a customer buys 6 or more boxes of cookies, they can enter for a 6-month or 1-year supply of cookies for free. Okay, and we'll have those at training, and they're also available online. Okay. The parent permission form is actually a little different this year. It is still a duplicate form so that you can keep a copy and the parents can keep a copy. This is actually just the front page of it. We put in there the parents' information, then they can fill in the girls' recognition choices, and then of course the bottom is a reminder for the parents and then also for them to sign. And then the back of it will have the booth etiquette and then all of the important information that the parents need to know. Okay. Discrepancy reports, those are available on our website. If they get any NSF, delinquency, or counterfeit money, they turn this form in. That one is printed out as needed by the troop leader. Okay. Our opting out form, as you all know, if a troop decides as a whole that they do not want recognitions in exchange for 5 more cents per box of cookies, they all have to be in agreement on this. So all of the girls would have to sign and all of the parents would have to sign and turn that into Aggie. We do verify that each girl is listed. End of cookie sale report. This one we started last year or the year before, I believe. Once a troop comes to you and is going to clear at the end of the sale, the only time that we will need you to fill out this report is if the troop still has leftover cookies in their possession. We need to know what their plan is to try and get rid of those so that we can possibly help in any way possible. Okay. Service unit roster, we started this last year, I believe. Isn't it? There's another.
Yeah.
We'll go over this a little bit more in the PowerPoint right now. And then these are also available on our website. These are really cool. They're kind of like business cards. The girls can print these out. You all can print these out. The girls would put in their name, cell phone, email, hand out to customers or potential customers, letting them know that our sale starts January 14th and to contact them at that time. It is not for pre-orders or anything like that. It's just like kind of an FYI or save the date, if you will.
All right, that's the last form. We're going to go ahead and start right here. Okay, so as you all have been seeing through the slides, the llama is our mascot this year. Her name is Lulu, and we are also celebrating 100 years of Girl Scouts selling cookies. And for those of you who don't know us, I believe everybody on here knows us. Yep, everybody should. I think even Alex, I'm not sure. But I am on the right side picture and Jennifer's on the left. So this is us. That's how we are sitting right now as we speak in my office as well. We always sit like that. Let's see. Okay, so then our theme this year is Be Unique, Be You. And actually I forgot to mention the reason we have this webinar is to give you all a heads up before your troop cookie managers go to the face-to-face trainings. This does not replace the face-to-face trainings. We still want to see you at the face-to-face trainings because we do go a little bit more in depth of SNAP and everything else, all our policies and procedures. So this is just to give you all a heads up of what is to come, and in case your troop cookie managers are already asking you questions, you can kind of answer some of those questions as well. So as most of you, I think everybody now knows that the new cookie this year is the Smores Cookie. And ABC really did a great job this year. Well, yeah, this year because it's a new flavor. And people are just going to love it. This is the time for this cookie is now. I mean, you see this everywhere. They're at Starbucks flavored s'mores. They're at the grocery stores. There's cereal I saw the other day. So this is really good, and I think our customers are just gonna really love them and be very excited about them. And so here are some of our materials. And actually, I got a text message from Elizabeth Henry, I believe, earlier, that you all are already starting to receive your s'mores. So what do you do with those s'mores cookies? You hand a box of cookies to your Troop Cookie managers once they come and pick up their packets from you. Those are for the troops. It's for the girls to sample. So for those of you who have already received them, we received ours today. So this is what the order card is going to look like this year. As you can see on the right hand side underneath the thanks a lots are the s'mores. They pretty much just took the place of the cranberry citrus crisp, but everything is the same in the order card. You will see an insert on the left side, all the way on the left side, you'll see the recognitions insert. This is not our recognitions. Our recognitions are way cooler. Sorry.
It's all patches.
What's that?
I said that's all patches.
Oh, that's all patches. In fact, ours are so cool, and they have been so cool that I can announce that our council had the highest per girl average in the entire nation, and that's because of the hard work from all our volunteers and the girls. That just speaks volumes. They want our recognitions, and you guys are going to be really excited once you see them. And then on the back of that recognitions form is going to be the image all the way on the right side, which is going to tell the girls about Coco Command, Coco Mobile, all the Coco stuff. We do think it's very, very important. These girls are not setting their goals. That's the only way they can get that goal setting patch. And we think it's sad because they're already doing the work. They should be getting the patch. And really that's all they have to do is set a goal, maintain that goal, reach their goal, and that's it. Earn their patch.
Mm-hmm.
We've had this for the past couple of years, the mini order card, or as we like to call it, the dad card, who does not want to take that big old order card to work. This will be on our website after January 16th. We do not put them beforehand because we want it to be a fair game for everybody. We don't want anybody taking pre-orders. So this will not be on our website until after the cookie sale starts. And also, this is already on our website. It's really neat. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and familiarize yourself with it. It's really, really cool. It's very interactive. It is our digital volunteer magazine. And inside, you'll see information on the 100th anniversary, on s'mores, on how to promote your cookie sale, how to set up your cookie booth. You'll see more information on the 5 skills, the cookie lineup. There's survey. I mean, there's all kinds of really neat things. There's videos in there. Take a look at it. It's there for you. This you will get in your packets as well. That is the booth identifier. This is the one where the girls on one side can put their goal, and the other side is basically saying that we're Girl Scouts and that's the cookie time. This is that one that usually the girls like to take to cookie booths and hold and jump around with it, and some troops like to laminate it, and we like it a lot because it's got s'mores on it. The more the better. Haha. So here are some resources that are available on the ABC Baker's website. There's budget worksheets, there's selling tips, there's Coco Mobile, the volunteer guides, troop meeting ideas. That is my favorite resource out of, you go to abcsmartcookies.com. It actually tells you the troop meeting ideas, because as you all know, during cookies, we're going crazy. We don't have anything to do. For the girls, pretty much it is separated by level, and it'll tell you what to do at your troop meeting, and it tells you step-by-step instructions on what you need to do and even the materials. So if you don't have time to plan anything during cookies, it's already there for you. Just look at it, download it, and it's free. And also through social media. Please make sure you like ABC on Facebook. Last year, the Lemonade's Facebook page, I think got over 100,000 likes. I mean, it was insane how many people were on there. They're always posting contests. There's troops that are always uploading their pictures, and there's just different ideas. It's just, you know, social networking for you to network with Girl Scouts from all over the nation, not just the ones in our council. So here are some of the responsibilities on the Cookie Manager position description form, which I will email you as soon as we are done. These are the most important for us, which is why I will go over them. The first one, of course, is to protect the Girl NGSDSW assets. That includes product, money, and documents. You must be a current registered Girl Scout member, so please make sure you are registered for the new year. This has always been there. It's just really never happened until this year. We have noticed it a lot. We do need you to work with your service unit registrar and or your membership manager to verify that all troops that are participating are registered, and the girls as well. As Jennifer mentioned, I will show you the form that we will also email you right after, so you guys can start writing them down if you need to. We really, it's important for those girls to be registered. We ask that you submit and verify all troop orders, documents, final reports, deposit slips, recognition orders, and delinquencies. Believe it or not, I'm not sure if, I know some of you know this because I shared this with you at the summits, but the reason the girls' recognitions came in so late is because we had about 77 troops who had not entered any girl names, who had not done any transfers. It was just insane, and that is the reason we are going to set deadlines now. You will have those deadlines at the trainings so that we are all staying on board and on top of those troops. They have to put in those girls, and they have to be transferring those cookies, because I don't want to go through what we did this past year and have the recognitions come in late. We cannot do that. So that is why we need your help with that. Of course, promptly report discrepancies and any unethical or inappropriate behavior that violates our policies. You all are out there in our 94,000 square miles. You are my eyes and ears. If you all hear anything or know anything, I need to know, please. You should be available to pick up and receive and distribute troop product and recognition orders. Issue receipts for everything, right? Every single thing, product, recognitions, everything must have a receipt. And this is not new this year, but it just really hasn't, it's kind of fallen under the radar. It has always been in our manual, but we actually will have a full slide on it at our trainings, that any items, recognition items that are not picked up within 30 days must be returned to the council. So the day that you all start receiving your recognitions, you need to contact the troop cookie managers, and they have 30 days to pick up those items. If they don't pick them up from you, we need them back, and we need to know, because these girls are out there doing this hard work, and it's a shame that these troop leaders are not picking up their recognitions. And these girls, I mean, I don't know about you all, but as soon as I turn in my order, my daughter's already asking when her recognitions are coming in. So I can't imagine how many girls are out there still with no recognitions. So as I mentioned, to be available to support all troops, especially new troops. They will need some more help. You must do troop-to-troop transfers in SNAP. And the same thing with Desert Dollars. Once you get them, same thing, 30 days to have them transferred. Give them out. So we do have a product sales committee, and this is what we all expect from you all. Very similar to confirm the troop initial orders and recognition orders. As I mentioned, I will send step-by-step instructions along with the YouTube videos. Help all troops, especially the new ones. Monitor troop entries into SNAP, example, planned orders, transfers, finances, and recognition orders. You will not approve any planned orders. I forgot to take that off this morning, so don't worry about that. You will email troops their ACH amounts once the council sends them to you. As I mentioned, troop-to-troop transfers within your service unit, you would do them. Any troop-to-troop transfers between two service units, oh my God, I cannot talk, service units should be emailed to Jennifer. The council will do those. You do not have access to do from one service unit to another. Still write a receipt, but then just scan that receipt to Jennifer so that she can do it in SNAP. You can do it within your service unit, but once you're dealing with another service unit, it has to be done through the council. And also remember to keep your cool at all times. Other leaders and girls are watching what you say and do. And as I mentioned, you all are my eyes and ears. Please report anything that's unethical or concerning to you. So we have a new form this year. We're very excited with this form. We are going to, once we're at your areas doing your trainings, Jennifer will hand you all plenty of these, and we have plenty. So if you need more, we will get you more. Anytime a troop picks up cookies, whether it's the initial order or planned orders, they will have to sign this form. As you can see, everything is color coordinated with the cookies. And it says down here that by signing this form, I agree to accept financial responsibility as a product sales cookie manager / volunteer for the blank cookie program. We will fill that out. I acknowledge that I'm financially responsible for all product and monies in my possession. In addition, I fully understand that all money or product lost or stolen will be my financial responsibility, and the Girl Scouts of the Desert Southwest will implement any legal steps necessary to recover money owed. The above named troop also understands that no product may be returned and no shortages replaced. And then we will ask the person that is picking up those cookies to print their name, sign their name, and then write their phone number and date. Pretty much that's what we've been asking, and that is the message on any receipt that we do. However, this states it because unfortunately every year we hear from volunteers who have done this for a long time saying, well, I didn't know. So it is on the form every single time they pick up cookies. They will have to sign this. So we're excited about that form. This is the new service unit roster. This is where I was mentioning to you all that by February 9th, we ask that you fill this out and then turn it into your membership manager. Again, I will tell you on the bottom it says please print report for each troop that shows girls listed in SNAP. Once this deadline approaches, I will let you know which report that is. If you cannot print it because you don't have a printer or you ran out of ink, that's okay. You could always save that report and then email that report to your membership manager. And again, this is important because our membership managers need to know what is happening. And it happens, people forget to register, so we need to make sure that all troops that are participating and all girls are registered. Jennifer already went over this Fort Lone Tree. We are so excited about that. And she also went over the online and gift of caring recognition, so I won't go over that. And you all will start receiving your paperwork from ABC if you haven't already. Make sure that you give each troop leader in your service unit that is going to participate one money envelope, 2 receipt books, 1 goal chart, 1 order card per girl, 1 recognition sheet per girl, and 1 box of s'mores per troop. Now, if there's troops that have like 60 plus girls, then you give them more cookies because 1 box of cookies is not going to be enough for the entire troop. So just give them as many boxes of cookies, and pretty much 1 per girl. If you have more than that, then go ahead. By all means, give them more. So that is what you would need to give each of your leaders. And this has already come and gone, this deadline for the trios. The only reason I have it on here is to remind you all that we did participate in the gluten-free program again. The deadline was September 17th, so we cannot order anymore. Those troops who did pre-order them will get them at their initial order pickup. They do not have to pay for these yet until their final ACH, which is March 30th. And the good thing is that if you have troops that ordered too many or think they can't get rid of them, they can do troop-to-troop transfers with these because they are in SNAP. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the on my honor date, or the date that the cookie sale will begin, is January 14th. The sale will run through March 12th. Okay. There is no pre-selling of cookies. Remember that if a girl is caught pre-selling cookies, you need to make sure that you get either a copy of the order card or a picture of it, and then let Aggie know. We will inform the parent that they do still need to deliver those cookies and collect for them. However, the girl will not get credit towards her recognitions for any of those cookies that were pre-sold. Knock on wood, we haven't had this happen, so hopefully it continues to go that way where we do not have that happen. Okay, this is our cookie lineup. Again, we have 9 cookies. There is the S'mores Cookie, which is new. That one is still, it is $4 a box. Our lemonades, thanks-a-lots, trios, which are $5 per package, caramel delights, peanut butter patties, peanut butter sandwiches, shortbread, and thin mints. And we now have 5 vegan cookies, whereas we had 4 before. Okay. The Central and West region has a new delivery agent this year. They are located at 9601 Railroad. We'll discuss that a little bit more later on. Okay. Troop proceeds, they are the same as they always have, or they have been. Standard is 60 cents per package, which is quite a bit. It is actually more than a lot of the councils in the nation. Okay. If you choose to opt out, you would get 65 cents. If your troop reaped the big rewards, you would get 65 cents per package. And then if the troop opted out and they reaped the big rewards, they would get 70 cents per package. Reap the big rewards does tie into fall product, but if you still want to know what those qualifications are, you would need to look on our website for that, and we do actually verify if a troop has qualified for that. Okay. Important dates. Initial orders are due into SNAP midnight December 13th, and midnight would be Mountain Standard Time. You service unit cookie managers will actually confirm those orders by December 14th. Then, like I said, the cookie sale begins January 14th. Booth sales will run January 21st through March 12th. Our booth bash, which will take place February 4th, we are going to have 3 different categories: best 100th anniversary booth, the best s'mores / outdoors booth, and the best combination of anniversary and s'mores outdoors booth. Okay. As I stated before, the sale ends March 12th. And the recognitions will come in May, hopefully, as long as everyone has put in their girls and transferred their cookies to the girls. Okay. Let me go to the next slide. All right. GSUSA is also having a booth competition. It is the Troop 100 booth. We will actually be taking flyers around to every location so that you can see what the qualifications are for that. That is entirely a GSUSA contest that has nothing to do with the council. So they are the ones that you would actually be sending your information to. Okay. All right. So final reports, those will be due March 17th. That is also when evaluations will be due. The link isn't on our website yet, but we will be posting that as soon as we do have it. If any troops have NSFs or delinquency reports, then they would need to turn those in at that time. The end of sale report that I was talking about earlier, if troops have cookies left over, would need to be turned in that date. And of course, if there's none of that, then they would just need to contact you. And then of course, you as service unit cookie managers can also request other documents from the troops as you deem necessary. Okay. Planned orders. These troops in the West and Central regions are required to enter their planned order into SNAP by midnight the day prior to delivery to that cupboard. Troops in the East region, you're required to enter planned orders 2 days before the delivery. Okay, and as a reminder, if a troop attempts to pick up cookies without placing a planned order, they will be turned away. We only order what the troops order. We do not order anything extra. Okay. Again, we remind everybody year after year to please be very careful about the date that they choose on their planned order, because we've had so many that show up on a Tuesday, but they actually put in Thursday into SNAP, and we can't do anything about that. All right, our check acceptance policy, like I said, you all will be getting that handout, same as usual. Make sure that they're pre-printed checks, no temporary checks. They need to have the customer's phone number and driver's license on there. Maximum amount on a personal check would be $75. And try not to accept out-of-state checks. We started this a few years ago, our walkabout. We usually start that the very first weekend of cookie sales so that girls can actually go door to door before booth sales begin. They will start, this council-wide walkabout will be January 14th through the 16th. Remember, a walkabout is when they have a wagon or something that they can decorate and walk around, pull around in their neighborhood. No motorized vehicles. They cannot have a walkabout in a shopping center or park. That would be considered a booth. It needs to be just in a residential area. Okay. Troops can accept credit cards. They've been doing this for a couple of years now. We just let you all know about it, but it is entirely up to the troop to do the research as far as which company they want to go with. And of course, they would need to set that up on their own. We found out that troops that did accept credit cards, about 94% of them did use Square, but there is also PayPal and Pay Anywhere. I'm sure there's others, but again, like we said, it would be up to the troop. All right, so cookie booths, the scheduling dates for those. The first round of it will take place January 7th, which is a Saturday. 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Troops at that time can sign up for 4 slots in their city, and they have 24 hours to do so. Second round, January 14th. Again, it's a Saturday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Troops can sign up for an additional 4 time slots in their city. Again, 24 hours to do so. The last round will be January 19th. I believe that's a Thursday. Starting at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, they can actually sign up for any remaining time slots or however many they choose to do in any city across our council that's available in SNAP. All right, our cookie booth definition, same as it has been. An illegal booth is pretty much any booth that is not in SNAP. Okay, you can't sit in an empty parking lot or a parking lot, any parking lot for that matter, and open your trunk and sell cookies. Okay, that would be considered a booth. Lemonade stands, that's when a girl sits in her yard or grandma's yard and she has a wagon or a table and sells cookies to anyone that's passing by. That one does not need to be in SNAP because it is a lemonade stand. Parent or guardian cookie booth. This is if a mother-daughter or father-daughter want to do a booth on their own, aside from the troop. They are more than welcome to do that. The troop leaders do need to let them know and open it up to them. We've had so many complaints each year that parents, their daughters have high goals, but the troop leader will not let them do this. This is permissible. They can have a mother-daughter booth, but it cannot be, like for instance, I could have my daughter there, but I could not have Aggie's daughter there with me. It has to be your own child. Okay. A church or school booth, this is, let's say, for instance, you have a church that says, well, why don't you have your troop come and do a booth every Sunday? you know, that is fine. However, the troop does need to have a booth solicitation form filled out. That form does need to be turned in to me so that I can put it into SNAP for that troop only. Okay, it will not be open to anyone else other than that troop. Okay, but it does need to be in SNAP. A troop booth, of course, that is when your entire troop or half your troop, or however many girls you have there, where it is open to any girls in your troop. Okay, of course, there has to be at least 2 females at that booth because a dad can be there. However, he cannot be left alone with the girls. Okay. Our product sales committee are usually the ones that go out and approach businesses to ask them to allow us to do cookie booths. New this year, we do have a booth form, a booth volunteer form. I will be taking that around to the trainings in case we have anyone that wants to help out. Okay, this form does say that that they do want to help and that they do understand that any booths that they secure will not benefit them or their troop, that all booths that they get are for the benefit of the entire council, not just them. Okay? Anyone supervising a booth must be a current registered Girl Scout. All girls in the troop must be offered the opportunity to participate. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will, but they need to be offered that opportunity. Remind your troops that if they need to cancel a booth, to please do so in SNAP at least 48 hours in advance. That gives other troops the opportunity to sign up for that. No illegal roadside booths. Again, that's anything that's not in SNAP. Okay. No tag-alongs are permitted. However, we do understand that circumstances may happen. You have to bring your child with you. If that's the case, then you would no longer be considered part of the adult-girl ratio. You would need to have another adult there. Okay. Prepare your troop for the booth. Make sure if it's snowing, raining, you know, whatever the case may be, they have appropriate clothing. They have tables, things like that. And of course, take the check acceptance policy so that the customers will know that information as well. Oh, I guess we're on the last slide.
Nice. All right, so this is actually the last slide we have for you. This is my cell phone number. I do ask that you do not share it with the other volunteers. This is for you only. And the reason it's for you only is because imagine if we gave it to every single troop leader, I would never sleep. In fact, my first couple years as in charge of product sales, I was up till like 2 in the morning sometimes, and my husband has given me a curfew, so he doesn't mind that you all call or text me, but within reason. Yeah, or he will sometimes take my phone. As Jennifer knows, he will respond to you and say she is asleep or she cannot come to the phone. He will respond back because there were times where I had been up till 2 in the morning responding. So yes, this is my phone number for you all only. What we like to do is kind of like a chain of command. We like for them, if there's an issue, for the troop cookie managers to come to you first, and then if you can't answer their question, or if it is an emergency, of course you would call me. And then unfortunately I cannot give you Jennifer's cell phone number because she is an hourly employee, and now we have these really nice labor law acts that prohibit us to work her so hard. Even though she doesn't mind, but you know, yeah, I can't do that. So this is for you all. Now, does anybody have any questions? I can unmute you, or you can just type it in as some of you have, like Barbara. You're welcome, Barbara. We do put a lot of work into it. We try every year to make it as simple and as easy as possible for everyone, from the girls to the service unit level. Even for us, we don't like, you know, to be going crazy, although sometimes we do, but it's okay. That's our job. So that's why we try to simplify it and do as best as we can. That is why we have the #1 per girl average, because we do put in a lot of work and thought into what we do. So let's see. Yes, Miss Claudia. Miss Claudia is asking that if she can put a sign that she is selling cookies. Yes, you can put a sign that you are selling cookies. It is not exactly my house where I live, but my business building that I own. Well, we like in Girl Scouts, especially with cookies, we want the girls to be selling the cookies. It is Girl Scouts, so we like for them to do as much of the work as possible. However, we do know that, I take my daughter's order card and I do sell, to the neighbors, or if I'm in the Walmart and somebody says, oh, do you have cookies? I will take their information down. And then I do try to have my daughter somehow included in the process. So what I'll do is, I'll take the order card home and I'll say, here, this is what you need. She will fill out, she will fill that order. She'll put a thank you card in it, and then, or she'll go with me to deliver it, if she can. So we like to have the girls involved as much as possible. If you put that sign up, I don't think there's a problem with that. Just try to get your daughter involved as much as she can with it. And like I mentioned, maybe fill the order, make thank you notes. The girl has to be in these sales somehow. I hope that answers your question. Is council doing a cookie rally? Oh, great question, Miss Sandy. Program is actually having a meeting tomorrow, and we will have a cookie rally. It will be on January 7th. I hope that by the time we do our face-to-face training, no, actually I don't hope. We should have a flyer by November 17th when we start our first cookie face-to-face training here in El Paso. Yeah, we do have, like we said, the day, which would be January 7th. We just, we're waiting on some minor details, but we will have a cookie rally this year. And they've been getting better and better every year. So we love our cookie rally here. You're welcome, Miss Claudia. Does anybody else have any questions? Oh, thank you, Kristen. We'll see you soon. 2 weeks. Miss Jacqueline, we'll see you soon.
Have you RSVP'd? I don't think I got one from you, Jacqueline.
Uh-oh. Make sure you're RSVPing with Jennifer.
Yes, remind all your troops, please.
Yes. And that is, she will. See, she's going to register. And mainly the reason we want you all to register, and your troop leaders, is so that we are prepared for, crowds, and we take enough supplies for everybody who will be there. We usually do, but you never know. I mean, we've been surprised at some places. So we just want to make sure we have enough supplies for everybody. And giveaways, you all like our giveaways, right?
Yes.
All right. So if you all don't have any questions, let's see. I'm not sure how to RSVP, but I need to register myself. Okay. Will you take that as an RSVP?
I'm not going to remember that. You're going to write it down?
We'll write it down.
Elizabeth, all you need to do is email me, Jennifer, and let me know your troop number, the location, and the time.
It's Carlsbad.
Okay. So.
And Melody. Okay, so the way you RSVP, as Jennifer mentioned, you just have to email her and just let her know who will be there, the location and the time, because believe it or not, she'll get messages, emails that say, and troop number that'll say, I'll be there. Elizabeth, what is your troop number? If you can write that on the next message, please. So if you all don't have any questions, our webinar is done. You are more than welcome to log off. You just click the X, and that is it.